I've procrastinated long enough. Charlotte's Rover is back. It's been a couple of weeks. We went on a family vacation, went on a work trip, and this has just been sitting back here cooking since the exterior was all pressure washed off and revived. So before I left, I went out and purchased a bunch of mold remediation solutions and cleaning materials because the poor interior on this Range Rover is horrifically covered in mold. So pop on in here, let's take a look. Tragically, from whatever door seal or roof seal broke while this was sitting for a year, water got in. I think I showed this earlier. But everywhere you look, there's indications of mold. And the most prominent and rough is the steering wheel. But if you look at the mad science activities going on in the back, we've got just a household radiator oil heater in here and a dehumidifier that's been running for a few days. And it's really pulled a ton of moisture out of this. The headliner in this, I think, was up before it molded. And then with all the heat and moisture being pulled out of it, I think the glue let go. So now the headliner's down. But the plan for today is to get back in here and scrub all the mold off of these surfaces. Put this back in a position where people will want to be inside of it. I think I dumped this out last night. Trying. Oh yeah, totally empty. So moisture that's going to come out of it. It honestly doesn't smell too bad in here anymore. It was rough when I first opened it. Now it just needs to be cleaned. Here's what we got going on for a little pile of cleaning supplies: towels, rags, mold and mildew clean out, glass cleaner, and Lysol disinfecting wipes. We're going to use these things to start working on the interior. To kick things off, I'm just using a little bit of laundry detergent and warm water to start loosening up the dirt and grime off of the driver's side door here. The mold remediation spray has got a do not dilute message on it, so it's literally just spray it on. So let's get in here and start cleaning this up. All this dark stuff on here is actually from when the mechanic had the rig. They weren't super great about keeping the grease off of the vehicle. Able to cut any of that. We're gonna try something different for the oily parts. We'll get some purple. This stuff's specifically formulated to get rid of oils. Need a brush. If these nylon brushes will loosen up some of this oil and dirt on here. There we go. Look at how effective this is at The combination of the purple, which cuts grease, and the nylon getting into the cracks, you sort of feel it going from stuck in there to cleared out. I got the bigger one here too. Well, that's making a night and day difference on this oily panel. This honestly is since before the mold situation. But I have to take the time to rescue the interior of this vehicle because it's the only thing that's going to give me enough energy to fight through the mechanical and costs. Plus, depending on how far we take it. So this area is impacted as much by the mold. Mold and mildew killer should at least suppress further molding and potentially help us clean up the mold that's already here. This section down here is a cloth material and has had the mold happen. And my plan is to kill the mold with the mold remediation, but then kind of wipe it with a drier cloth to try to get it out of here. Sprayway glass cleaner on the glass. There we go. One door done. This fuzzy steering wheel is so epically bad. I'm just going to go straight for disposable Clorox wipes and get all this mold off of it. And then once that's done, we can move on to whatever the next step may be. Just having this first driver's side door panel and the steering wheel mold cleaned off makes me feel a million times better to be anywhere near the interior of this vehicle. It's cleaning up better than I expected. It's coming right off, and I think that's partially due to all of the heat and dehumidification that's happening there, so it's not wet and growing anymore. But we'll just keep plowing across the dash and throughout the driver's area first and make our way through the vehicle till it's all shiny and smells nice and is ready for action. February 18, 2025, parking. Probably the last time I drove this. The last piece of the puzzle to make this area feel done is I'll just go ahead and vacuum up all the dirt and whatnot off the carpet, and then I'll dust that with the mold killer. Well, it's not perfect, but the driver's side is comfy now. I haven't done the headliner piece yet. That'll be next. Well, my plan for the headliner for now is to just The other really negatively affected area is this trunk spot. So if you take a look in here, particularly up at the plastic parts. All kinds of mold got in on this, got all over the bottom of this and the spare tire. I think what I'll do is hose down underneath where the spare tire is with mold remediation stuff, and then get the Clorox wipes and wipe the hard plastics, and we'll call that good enough for now. Okay. Now at least it won't continue to grow. Wipe down these surfaces. I think that's going to need something a little more hardcore. How about a kitchen scrub brush with some proper remove it all. I don't know if this is cleaning or just eating plastic and paint. Tell you what, it's helping keep the mosquitoes away though. Well, in the rear seats, it's more of the same. So door cards need to be wiped. The little bit of cloth material needs to be Cloroxed and mold sprayed. And then I have all of this cat box stuff in here because I had the heater and dehumidifier in the seats, but I've moved those to the back now. So all this stuff can come out. I've got the specialized Range Rover reset the air suspension code reader in here. Jumper cables can go in the garage for now. What do we got? Glove, plastic delivery thing, and then a few odds and ends from starting the project. So I think I'll start by vacuuming everything out. Some old parts to this rig can go on the back for storage. These are for the fuel lines. What's this? Coca-Cola soda cans. May 4th, 2021. It's my wifey. Don't know what this is. Kind of weird. Okay, vacuum time. Vacuum is working absolute wonders on. Whoa, sun's going down and the skeeters are out in force. So let me quickly wipe down this rear passenger door on both sides, wipe down the seats, wipe down the backs of the front seats, and that'll be a wrap on the interior on this thing. Let's go. That was a gut. Always going to be something. Yep. There we go. Okay, come on here. This is by no means perfect. It's not a proper car detailing. It is 85, no, that's generous, 65% mold remediation so that when I get in the car or my family gets in the car, we're not so grossed out by it. We don't want to have anything to do with it. It's been a few hours of elbow grease. It looks considerably better in most areas, but in a few areas it needs a little bit more work. I'll probably keep tackling the headliner with a vacuum when I have time. I was pretty surprised by how much of the mold came out of the headliner, at least the parts that were down. It seemed like the parts that were still glued didn't come out as good. Most everything has been wiped down with a proper Clorox wipe, so it's been disinfected. I'll hit some areas with more of the mold remediation spray. But the next step on this is to finally get it lifted up and take a look to see if the transmission fluid is low or if we have a slipping transmission that needs to be replaced or what the situation is, the reason that we wound up parking this thing up. But for tonight, I'm going to close it all back down, hook up the dehumidifier and the heater again, and cover this back up so that rain can't get back into it. And we'll take a look at the running gear and transmission issues in the upcoming session for this. Thank you all for joining me on this cleaning expedition and revival of how it feels to be around the Range Rover. And wish me luck. Fingers crossed that the transmission issue is easy to manage. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next time.